car wash part of our property behind us. If Robert scans over there, we've got to the east, we have 9 Points Mesa. Our neighbor lives on the hill behind us here on the south side. Up in the hills there, you can't even see his house. And you can't see Agua Fria right now because the sun is just setting behind her, and that's all you'll get is the sun. This area right here is our patio area, our new and improved patio area. This is Robert's going to be his bread and pizza oven out of these blocks, these native blocks. This is a Ford van, dressed up as a barbecue grill. And that's our trash pit.
Actually, it's the fire pit where we burn whatever we need to burn to make a nice little bonfire. That one's ready to start.
Oh, you're just going to keep it running. Okay, come on, we're going to walk along all of our stone paths that we don't have to step in cactus. That's my peach tree that's gone dormant for the winter, and my apple tree is also, and my tomato plant that is still producing tomatoes. And our house.
Zen garden.
Oh, and this is Robert's Zen garden. He doesn't really have rocks in it anymore, but that's where Alpine is buried, right in the middle. And then this stone that's in front of her is going to be, we'll put Tucson side by side when he dies. That mountain way, way back there that looks like a volcano is, and I forgot the name of it.
Santiago Peak.
Santiago Peak.
The Zen garden expands over here all the way to the outdoor patio area, and then there'll be benches right along that line where we zoomed into. The orchard will continue along this track here, out to that yucca, where the memorial garden is, where all the dogs will be buried out there. You'll have the memorial garden, the orchard, and the garden traveling along there.
Oh, I forgot to say that mountain is Pack Saddle.
Pack Saddle Mountain.
I always say it wrong. These are our little trees. I can't remember what they're called.
Palo Verde trees.
Palo Verde trees, and they just lost all their little branches and their leaves. And all this is from the guy that works at the auto repair place in town that takes care of the tires and that. They rent, and their people told them they had to get rid of all their beautiful plants, so we're keeping them for them until they get someplace else.
That's a candelia. That's what this area is known for, is candelia plants that they melted down to make wax candles out of. This is our cactus garden.
And our dog yard. Little Sally.
New from the other pictures is the carport that the truck's under now. Carport is set up so that the roof over it will be all solar panels. Right now, since we only can afford 4, there's 4 up there, but it's set up where 34 can go there.
Show them those.
The 3 wind turbines. There's no real wind right now. It's not quite enough to make them spin, but you can see the streamers are starting to go. The generators, the old one, the new one, and a new toy that I just got, a very, very used cement mixer, but it does work. And those are some of the rocks that are going to go to make the fireplace and hearth.
These are Joshua trees. I had seeds for some and they started growing and then they died. So Robert got me some when he was in Arizona. Now, that's our water tower, our water holder, and more plants. that
Water
Robert-
tank, and this is our front garden here. The yucca was already there, and I incorporated that into the front garden and planted some other things. The tall grasses in the back are all millets and milo seeds that we actually grew here for the birds to pick as they wanted them to eat.
Out of birdseed.
Right. The driveway is a circle driveway. It goes down, comes up this way. And I can't get out because of the sun, but out it cuts a corner of about 2 acres. And what looks like a junkyard is actually our building materials for the house. That's about
It's gonna be our walkway.
about a third of what we need. This is the walkway to the front door. Debbie's going to walk down.
Robert's special plants.
Agave neomexicanus. They don't grow here in this desert naturally, but they will grow if you plant them.
And this is our old fire pit.
This was the original campsite that's in the pictures. And way down there is our street sign. That's the corner of our property.
And behind that hill is the creek that you see in the movies. And you see our beautiful view with nobody else in sight. Gonna get a pretty sunset in a couple of minutes.
That bus up there was supposed to be the chicken coop. I was going to bake it in with dirt so you couldn't, and put a roof over it so you couldn't tell what it was. I've since found out that the engine in it is a good engine. And it's worth a bit of money, so what I'm going to try to do is sell the whole thing for the engine, and we'll build a chicken coop out of rock. The old trailer is still here. A little rough for the wear, but we've welded and re-welded, and I just have to buy new wood for it, and it's as good as new.
That's our dog building and the one window that goes in. This is our little container that we bring water from the creek or wherever in here and then put it in there.
What happens there is we'll hook a flexible pipe to that valve and come around here to this capped off area here and run the pump. The pump pumps it up into that channel and into the tank. And the other pipe that's coming down is for the rainwater that's collected in this gutter that we had custom made. When it rains, we'll get off of the roof as it sits right now. Every inch of rain that falls, we get 750 gallons in the tank. I'm probably better off to explain this than Debbie, because looks like a horrible mess, but for the tire house we have to have scraps of OSB and plywood as part of the construction. I'll draw a diagram of that way down the road. There's our stacked up firewood. This, I get the firewood for free, but I have to take demolition debris. And this is a galvanized bar that I'm going to use as a workbench. I'm going to take the bottom apart and just put the top up. Chopping block. This is all firewood. None of this wood is good for reuse at all. That's all good pecan firewood. Pecan firewood, we're waiting for a guy to come out here with a chainsaw to cut much of it. Then these tire stacks here and all this mess of beer bottles, there's a purpose to it. This is all plastic bottles, cans, and non-usable jars that are going to be used for fill, kind of like as you're filling Bondo in on a car dent. Then I've got my bottles started separating here. These are, I just started putting the liquor and wine bottles here, but these are Mexican Coke bottles. They have a slight green hue to them. These are large green bottles, small green bottles, beer bottles, brown beer bottles, and then we all of a sudden started getting so many beer bottles that I can't unpack them fast enough, so there are about 3,000 beer bottles in the boxes around here. This mess here that's covered with the tarp is all cardboard that I'm going to do two things with. We're going to shred it for insulation, and we're also going to shred it in a chipper, just a regular cheap chipper that I still have to find and buy. Shred it for insulation dry, and then take the shredded stuff, put it in the cement mixer with a little water, compress it into bricks and dry it, and that can be firewood for next season. And if you take and stabilize it with a bit of cement, then you have bricks that you can build with, and they'll even become a load-bearing wall. And these are just the original part of the original tires we got. The chicken coop and livestock yard.
Right now.
Yeah, cats are living in it. We'll be right out in this area here, basically from the driveway around here, covering about 3 acres. And I'm going to turn this off so we can go inside for a moment, but it's messy in the building.